Mass Collective Podcast, SMC as some like to call it on the Twitter. We can't run out of guests on here. I know you guys have been keeping up with the drama from over the weekend. Now look at this, people. I have a special treat for you. Yeah, you thought my show was going to die down with Brian and Chad. Those people are nobodies. Even Chad proved it to himself when he came on my show. Chad, I looked into it a little bit more. I could see that you were trying to sabotage the show. But guess what? A legend in the making. He's been a legend for years. Mr. Bob Levy's with us. Now, I learned about you a long time ago when I first started listening to podcasts. And I know that when I have a few hours to spare and I haven't caught up on the episodes, and I see your names on an episode, and MLC, and Anthony Cumia, Artie Lang when he had his podcast. Those are some of the ones I first click on because you're like one of the classic guys who were able to act crazy on stage and get away with it and who can continue to be funny. I know this because you're Levy Land Live on Periscope, right? It takes a true comic, and a lot of people won't admit this, it takes a true comic who can sit there and just talk into a microphone for an hour and a half with no guest. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy's classic.
Well, that's what it is. You have to have fun. I love the way you bring the heat right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chad and that. I mean, I love that. You know, that's what you know, if somebody tries to fuck with you, you got to go right back at them. That's the way to do it, man. Yeah. I love it. And
you have to do it immediately. That's why my slogan for the show, we came up with it when we first released this thing. It's constant content constantly being released. If news breaks, I'm sorry. We're pulling out the mics. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. The show's going up, you know?
Fuck it, we got nothing to do anyway. I'm stuck in the fucking house. I'm good. I'm happy to be in another room of the house right now. I mean, that makes me fucking excited. I mean, if the only way I'm gonna get any meat in this fucking house if I go shopping fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, and that ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna break in late at night. I might use your fucking ski mask and go in there.
Bob, I got a black one for you. I'll send you in the mail. You can video yourself going into the meat market and getting a few racks of ribs for us, and we'll have a live cooking show. How's that sound?
All right, sounds good. I got my fucking Bob's Kitchen up, so we started that. So, fuck, I know how to cook. Well, you know, I kind of. My wife tells me, but I fucking do it, goddammit.
It'll be the greatest collaboration.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
Man, I love your Twitter reactions when you see some funny shit and you retweet it and you're just like, ha. And that's just like coming from a comic, like you're just like, oh my God, it's short. But he wants to let you know that this is funny. You know, you don't have like a lot to say about it. It makes me click on that stuff immediately.
Well, that's the way I do it, man. When I respond to somebody, if I respond ha, that means I like it. If I do ha ha, it's really funny. If I go blah ha, that's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? And that's, and I try to fucking, to respond to everybody, because at least with just saying, like or something, because I don't want to feel like I'm a douchebag not responding to people. So I don't want to be that dick.
Right. Like I know some bigger name comics who would like to say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that show because of the views," or they'll go on a show and they won't be funny, they won't be themselves. They'll get asked about a classic story. For instance, Blue Cheese. You saw the promo. I mean, that's the classic story I have to go to if I'm going to promote that you're being on the show, because it's the one that sticks to people, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was fucking. It's the grossest thing to put in an asshole. You know what I mean? It's like I ruin a perfect asshole by putting blue cheese in it and making it taste funky. It's fucked up.
It's so amazing to me because I was explaining that to a girlfriend of mine recently when I told her you were possibly going to be on the show, and she said, "What?" Like she never heard of anything so grotesque. I said, yeah, this was back when legends could get away with dangerous comedy before people who weren't funny got in the way and tried to make dangerous comedy just about being dirty, and they weren't able to be funny about it and ruined it for everybody. And so
you'll see a lot of that out there, man. It's like fucking other people don't like it dirty or whatever, and edgy or whatever you want to call it, but they do want it like that. It's like you have to do it right. If you don't do it right, it's fucking horseshit.
Well, that's what ruined it for everybody. Is everybody started going for that bad boy image. I mean, that really, guys in your era created. Yourself, Dice Clay, just to name a few. I mean, look, these guys you guys shared the stage and were able to sell out crowds, be hilarious. Back before the internet, be on the radio. You ran it. And then once the market just got overloaded and way too many people got involved, and that's how it kind of just went sour.
It's everybody's fucking doing it, man. It's like, that's why when you go to a strip club and you see those fat chicks, you're like, holy shit, they're overrun here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like sometimes you got to say, listen, Tubby, you're not going on the stage. You're not going to bend the bar, you fat fuck.
Right. They'll try to give you the private show and they act offended when you say no. It's like, listen, I mean, I'm here for one reason. I'm here for what I like. And it ain't you, Tubby, okay? I didn't bring a harpoon with me, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's like, look, I'll tip you, but I ain't going to feed you, you fat fuck. I don't got that kind of money.
I love it. All right. As you know, I'm sure you watched a few of the episodes beforehand. Yeah. You know that we do a lot of the Misery Loves Company podcast news and whatever's going on with that, because let's face the facts, it's just a drama club and everybody loves it. I mean, it's more drama from that show than it is on reality TV. You know,
well, that's what it is. He should have a reality show, because I've never seen somebody so honest as him. I mean, I don't think the guy could ever lie to you, because he would say exactly what he thought of you to your face. And
when I was thinking about it, like a few things to say on my first MLC News episode I did, that's what came to my mind. I was like, you know, Kevin really hasn't ever lied. Like when he got in a fight with a comic, Jimmy Martinez, he was just stating facts, and the guy couldn't handle it. So he freaked out and stormed out of the studio. You know?
No, I mean, that's how he is. That's why his show is one of my favorite to do, because it's just, it's like you can get him riled up really. You just say something and he just goes, you know what I mean? But he's never going to think, you never see him thinking about what he's going to say. And that's what makes it totally amazing. And that's what makes it one of the best shows out there, I think.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, that show captivated me when I first started listening to podcasts, and I learned about him from Artie's show, as I did you, and some of the. I mean, you guys have been people I followed for many years and looked up to, and that's why it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you doing the Ski Mask Collective program. It's been getting a lot of hits on the Twitter. I know that you know, Chad had called me out earlier. You had seen that somebody had posted the statistics of how my show was getting a tenth of the view, or his show was getting a tenth of the views of mine. And I have a tenth of the following that he has. So something doesn't add up. You know what I mean? Like, is somebody buying Twitter followers? I mean, that's the theory that's floating around out there. It's like, hey, you have this many followers and you got a packed show. So how are you not getting as many views as me? You know, kind of thing.
Well, usually if somebody buys them, they have a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, I don't know how many he has, but like some people just don't listen to podcasts. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Some people, you know, it's political who follows you. You know, I'm sure I don't have a lot of Democrats following me.
No, definitely not. I ruined that image on my personal account a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like, don't follow me if you don't like what I'm saying. I said it yesterday. You know what I mean? They throw little pussy fits. And it's like, fucking calm the fuck down. If you know, you don't see me running around to people that I don't believe in what they're saying. Right. You know, it's like, fuck it. I just go on my thing. I see what's going on. And if I like something that somebody posts, I jump in. That's it. But I usually stay on mine.
So I love how you blatantly have it in your Twitter bio, like, yeah, Trump, you know? And I guess from being such a known comic, and you've already made such an impact on the industry, does that ever get you in trouble, like at comedy clubs? Because you know how those guys are, so uptight. You know, like,
you know what?
You know, like, oh, but I mean, it would be hard not to book you at a comedy club.
Yeah, no, most of the club, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll say, you know, like, if somebody's looking at me or something, they're like, don't post, you know, my manager will say, don't post too much about Trump, you know, because I know he doesn't like him. And I'm like, whatever. It's like, look, I get judged by what I do and how I am as a person. I'm pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I go there to kill. I don't go there to fucking, you know, to try and outdo the audience. You know what I mean? It's just to kill every time. You want to have a good percentage, man. And fucking, if I can do it every time, I'm fucking pretty happy, you know?
Hey, it takes a damn good comic to walk into a room and make the people forget about their personal feelings or their personal beliefs, you know? And I've seen that with you in the past in every, you know, appearances that you've made, Stern Show, and just for a long time, man, it's great.
Yeah, because people, like, you know what I mean? They're, you know, a lot of people's lives suck. Some of our lives suck a lot. You know what I mean? Right. It's like just the way it is. It's like, you know, we're in the same fucking ball game. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, hey, you're on the field. Let's go, man. Hey, I'm fucking pitching now. Here we go. And that's how I look at it. Yeah. It's like fucking, look, nobody's fucking life is totally perfect. And when you can go up there and just fucking do what you want and have fun and you just bring the crowd to you, and then once you have them, fuck, you can do anything, man. I can fucking stick my arm up of some guy's fucking wife's ass, and they'll be like, "Wow, that was great," because you own them.
Then the guy would be like, I want some blue cheese too. He'd be like, no.
Yeah.
It shows
I
up.
don't do that shit no more. You know.
I told I was going to take a few calls if that's all right. Then we'll get back into it. Let's see who I have here. I have some people that want to comment on some of the things that have been going on lately. Let's see if this works real quick here. Let's see. Mute. Hello? He probably just has a phone set down, not even doing it right.
Yeah, he's probably jerking off right now.
Yeah, he's beating off to the audio of our podcast.
I don't blame him.
Where's Florentine? Like, what? Oh, boy. I don't even know if it's, you know what? I'm just going to keep him here. And, maybe he'll eventually pipe in once he knows he's on. Hope it doesn't mess up the timing of the podcast.
Fuck him then. We'll fucking get rid of him.
Well, he did text me. He texted me earlier, said he had a lot to say, so I was kind of excited about it. But, hey, we'll just continue rolling with the show. That's fine.
Hey, we don't need anybody. Goddamn, we got a big city behind you, an empty city, as you can see.
Right. It's actually, I thought it'd be funny to go to Kevin's Instagram page and take one of his photos to use as my backdrop. And so this
I know which one this is. The city's right behind you then.
Or whatever. Yeah. I didn't set it up right today. I didn't have a lot of time. But, it's the one that he always posts. I was like, I'm going to use that as my backdrop when I'm talking about MLC. And then the whole show turned to talking about MLC. So it's just, I guess, my new backdrop.
No, it's fucking cool. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? I love his, when he goes on Facebook, you know what I mean, live.
I didn't even know that existed. I've been a fan of his for years. And somebody just turned me on to that like earlier this week because he never promotes the Facebook Live. I was like,
he just goes on and fucking live and you see it pop up on your thing if you're on the phone and that shit. And it's basically him and his kid on an empty train.
The shit's hilarious. I love it. He's just like,
he's just so fucking angry. He's got that fucking look on his face like he just wants to kill people.
Well, no, all the time. And then he puts the hood on. You know, he's got that little lip quiver like he does when he's about to tell a great joke. It's perfect.
Lip quiver.
He does. Like, you know, like when he's on stage, he's about to say something like that's so ridiculous. Like it's like a little smirk, you know. I've always loved that. I'm just like,
okay.
I'm like, here it fucking comes. Like, here it is, you know. Love that, man. Yeah. So, I guess you said, you know, because I know you, with the car wreck and everything, you weren't able to work for a while. With this whole Corona thing going on, is that giving you like a lot of time to like focus on where you're going to come back to? Are you ready to work again? You know.
I'm ready to work again, but the whole thing is I don't see it coming anytime soon in Jersey. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just going to keep getting worse. Like we might be doing a show not this Saturday, but the next Saturday in Atlantic City. We're going to do a show like on the back of a truck or something like that with people in their what is it called in their cars where they can hook up to their cars the station that we're on. So I don't know if that's going to work or not.
Well, I actually, that's what I'm going to do a little tour this summer, I think, just give out stickers and get people to the program. But I have an outlet in the back of my truck. And the way I have part of my podcast gear set up through like all the cabling and bullshit you have to try to figure out, I could just plug in a phone charger. And then the podcast is up. So I think we're going to like post up at some beaches and try to get some drunks on the show. Because, you know, when drunks are like, oh, my God, I was on a radio program. I'm going to want to go home and look it up and like show their whole family. Be like, wow, this is pretty wild. So who knows if it'll attract fans? Who knows if we'll make it back?
No, when you go out, look, man, it's the only thing now. It's like they open one beach in Jersey. One beach. You have all these beaches. Fucking open them all up so you have less people. But they're not thinking. They're always like, when the curve goes down, we're going to fucking open up shit. And the curve goes down and it equals out and then they don't open. They open one fucking beach. So we're not doing anything for a long time and I know it.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get ridiculous. Hey, OVO, are you on the line? OVO, can you hear me? OVO, don't ruin my show.
Jeez.
Psh, said all I have to do is unmute myself. Figure it out.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
they opened up Galveston Beach down here, and I was like, all right, you know, I might go do some fishing on the east portion because a lot of people don't go down that way because there's a lot of rocks and shit. Packed, full.
Yeah,
I'm glad the internet exists for that reason. I wouldn't have known until I got there. I've been like, fuck, I'm turning around.
Exactly. and you got to like we have to wear masks everywhere we go, and it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, you're used to it. Look at you.
Right? Yeah. I mean, this is a great mask. You know, it gets a lot of love.
It is. I mean, I'm gonna fucking wear the black one in the store. And
I mean, dude, you can get whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like this is the one I use in like the field videos when I show like how to properly rob convenience stores.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
the guy goes out to take out the trash. I come in, take a few bucks. It's great. I get new audio equipment.
Hey, fuck it, man. Yeah, I went into the fucking Wawa one night, and I get my stuff and I put it on the counter. He goes, "I can't serve you," and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Because you don't have a mask on." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, points to the sign.
Oh
and
my God.
He goes, "You got anything in your car you can put around your nose and face?" I go, "What do you think? I'm a fucking rapist?"
Right.
And he gave me a fucking like paper towel, and he goes, "Go outside and tie it around your head."
You're already at the fucking counter. Why go out now? You know, you didn't know walking in. It's like, I mean, if I saw you walk into my convenience store without the mask, setting down your items, you're not the type of guy who I would think, oh, he's just not wearing a mask because he doesn't want to. You probably just didn't know. Get his items and tell him, hey, next time wear the mask, right? Why make a big deal about it? I'd be pissed.
Yeah, they had the fucking plastic up. They have a hole in the plastic so the virus can go through it, but it doesn't know better. So it just bounces off the fucking plastic for some reason. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I'm never leaving this fucking house, it seems. And I can't go out because I don't like something covering my face. I can't breathe.
No, that's annoying. It's itchy. You can't smoke your cigs.
No, I know. Look, I wish AIDS would come back.
Right. It was a lot better.
It was like, yeah, we didn't have to stay home. You know what I mean? All you had to do was stay away from a needle and a bad dick.
I was waiting for it. I was like, I'm just gonna let him get it out. Oh, I love it. Let's see. Oh, do we got another caller here?
Yeah.
More participants. Who's this guy? Oh shit. Admit. See if we can get this guy. This guy's phone work. Hey, caller, are you there? Do you have something you'd like to say?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, you're calling the Ski Mask Collective program. What's going on?
Oh, thanks for having me on the show, Ski Mask. I just wanted to call in and give my own personal opinion on Chad.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, you do know we have a Mr. Bob Levy here in the chat room with us, just so you know he is listening.
What's up, brother?
Oh, nice. What's going on? What's going on, Bob?
So what's going on?
I'm doing good today.
What's up with Chad? What happened?
Man, I just think he's honestly a bullshitter, man. You know, I listen to his show here and there, and he always wants to bring up about how he was some Mr. Big Shot in Cleveland. He made $100,000 or more a year,
right?
But he doesn't bring up the fact that he got dumped because he got busted for a DWI.
Oh wow!
And yeah, that's why they took him off the show, and he got acquitted for it apparently. But he got busted for a DWI, and he never brings that up after talking about how much he tries to put it to the point that he left the show because of what they were talking about, this, that, and the other. But he clearly just got canned because he wants to be a dumbass and get behind the wheel after having a shit ton of drinks.
Oh, wow. So do you think that he should mention something like that before telling Kevin Brennan that he could, you know, back in the day, get Shaquille O'Neal on Misery Loves Company?
Absolutely. I mean, he needs to bring that up and have another side of the story, you know. Right. He's such a bullshitter. He wants to go on and try to say that Jessica Simpson invited him to some party because he bumped into her at Whole Foods.
Oh, so
that didn't happen.
Well, first of all, I don't think Chad seems like the type that would be shopping at the Whole Foods, so that's got to be a crazy story right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell the guy clearly goes to a drive-through fucking 3 times a day.
Oh my God!
But yeah, and he just wants to come on and talk all this noise about everybody else, but we know damn well if he wasn't with Kevin Brennan as of now, whenever he goes on MLC, nobody would really know who he is anymore.
Oh, wow.
Nobody cares about the talk show you were on in 2000 in Cleveland.
Yeah,
nobody cares, but he always wants to bring it up.
That's
yeah,
true.
see, I would say that I got pulled over for DWI, and that's why I was off the show. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know, that's just facts. Why not say that then if that's true? You know, because why would you say I'm not on the show anymore? You know?
Yeah. He's like, I was, you know, I used to be, you know, one of the top rated programs in Cleveland. And so that's always when you're about to call him out about a point that he had just made. So I guess people are having this reaction because when he came on my program, the first thing out of his mouth was, "I'm only here because Kevin sent me. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise," type thing. So a lot of the fans got a little upset at that point, and that's when they started seeing how many views he was getting and things.
So basically, he was saying that he's the biggest one in Cleveland, right? Or something like that?
Yeah. Well, anytime he's getting called out on bullshit, he always brings up the fact that, he used to be a big radio DJ in Cleveland. He had Shaquille O'Neal in the studio, Gene Hackman in the studio a lot, and that he could, back in the day, he could have got those kind of names on Kevin's podcast, instead of people like Barry Ribs and things. So anytime he's losing a point, he always brings things like that up. I'm not knocking Barry Ribs. I'd rather watch an episode with Barry Ribs.
I love Barry. He's so close to death, and he looks it, and I love him. You know what I mean?
He's the hardest get ever. I haven't talked to him personally. He sends his publicist. He's coming on here Friday, and I still haven't talked to him one-on-one.
No, I mean, that's why I love Barry, because he's always out. He's always doing it. He hustles. You know what I mean? He's the hardest working black man I ever fucking met.
Hey, Ski Mask.
Hey, caller, Trav, you got anything you want to add back into that before I go to the next caller?
All I got to say is, Chad's kind of falling apart. I mean, we saw him on Kevin's roast. It was an absolute bomb.
Yeah,
I mean, you know when you're watching a comic on stage, and even if you do like them and they're bombing, you kind of just get that feeling that, like, damn.
You don't really want to watch. You get like cringing a little bit.
Yeah, well,
bad.
Yeah, you're cringing, and you're embarrassed for them.
Right.
Well, that's how I felt with him and Kevin. I would have rather watched paint dry than watch him fucking try to roast Kevin Brennan.
Wow.
Maybe it's because he sucks fucking Kevin Brennan's cock or
something.
Whoa.
We will. Yeah.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Whoa. We do not know that for sure. These are just known facts here. Let's see here. Wow. All right. So he's dropping knowledge. Look, I don't condone anything that the callers say. The fans just see the episodes that I post and what I'm tweeting about. And we'll take one more call on this thing. I think it was the first caller, if he knows how to work his technology.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll see it light up green. I'll just wait for him to pipe back in again. So we'll just continue this conversation. What do you think about that phone call, Bob?
Well, you know what I mean? It's like, see, I didn't hear that episode. I got to hear that, because I gotta listen to it and see exactly what was going on. But
right, well,
they seem to be upset. He seems to be upset. He's like, it's like when you catch somebody saying something that and you're like, you know the person. I guess he listened to him on Kevin before, and then all of a sudden he came on your show.
Right. Because one of Kevin's main things is he loves naming names. If you're gonna say something about somebody, name the name. Name who you got the info from. So anytime Chad's on his show, he won't ever name names. He won't give out phone numbers. And he won't say where he heard the info from. He's like, I got a rumored source. And then he'll tell Kevin. Well, so this is what a lot of the fans are mad about. He came on my show. Mm-hmm. And first off, he acted like, he's only here because Kevin sent him. There's no other reason he would be doing my show. He's too big for it. And then he gave out Brian McCarthy's phone number 6 times on my program. And I got a little bit of heat for that. And I've had to take the video down for a little while. I talked to a legal guy today, though, and he said he did confirm that there's no way I could get in trouble for that. I didn't read the number. So the video is back up.
No, it's not cool to put somebody's number or their address. You know what I mean? Because people are fucking sick out there. There's sick motherfuckers out there. You know what I mean? The internet world is not, is probably the most creepiest fucking place you'll ever fucking be.
It's crazy out there, man. And that's so for Chad to do that on my program. So a lot of people think he was sabotaging my program by doing that. Like trying to, he saw how close I was getting to Kevin. And these are just rumored things,
But wait. Was this after or before he found out that you have more people listening to you?
Oh, this is before. This is way before.
Oh, wow.
But he could see the traction of the show. So he had messaged me the day after the Brian interview saying, hey, I'd like to come on the program and address, because Brian trashed him pretty hard. So he came on, we're talking, we're chatting, having a good time. And then he starts reading Brian's phone number out, and I say at that point, hey, I don't have any control. I don't have producers. I just put my program up on a YouTube, man. So, to edit something like that out would take 4 or 5 hours. I got to get this constant content to the fans.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I never met Chad. I don't think I never met Brian. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know anything about them. So like, I don't judge people. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
No,
don't,
of course, of course.
yeah, I don't go along with the fucking, people say to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Kevin's a madman. You know what I mean? I'm sure people are gonna be like, oh, he's fucking crazy. He's this, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I love him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He's such a madman. In order to be part of his little world, like you have to have a little bit of craziness too. I know I've shown people his show before. They're like, "Why do you like this?" He's just yelling. I'm like, "It's beautiful.
I know people
It's
that
beautiful."
love his show, like Dan Filato. Dan Filato loves his show.
Really, I would never imagine Dan loving a show like that.
He calls me up every time I do Kevin's thing, and he goes, "You and him are perfect together." He goes, I listened. He showed it to some people, and he loves Kevin.
Yeah.
And you could see, you know what I mean? Like, when me and my son did Kevin's show, it was like my son just sat there, and when it was over, he was like, "Wow, that was crazy." You know what I mean?
I remember that episode, man. That was exciting because I know how much you support your son, and so I was like, "Dang, dude, you got him on MLC too." Remember that?
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
We went there. I felt bad because I lost his Christmas money on the Eagles Giants.
Oh, God, tell the story again. It's so good.
Well, we had what was that? Whatever you can pick online. They give you can bet up to $500, and if you lose, you get your money back. So I'm like, this is fucking the Eagles against fucking Dallas.
Oh.
The Eagles were fucking sucking. Dallas was kind of really, they were much better at the time.
But nobody was in your good.
Yeah, the Eagles fucking beat them, and I lost. And I go, there goes your fucking amp for Christmas, and shit happens, son, And then we went on Kevin's show, and then I called Gino out of fucking. I go, look, tonight, Monday night, who do I take, Green Bay or the Vikings? And Gino said Green Bay, and I was going to go with the Vikings, and Green Bay won, so I at least got the money back.
Okay.
Well, I won 500. You understand? Because it went down to zero again. So the way that it goes, you get $500 to play with. So I ended up winning 500.
That's good. That's good. So you won the money, even though with Cowboys losing. I live in Cowboys territory down here, so anytime the Cowboys lose, I mean, it's a sad day on a Monday. I'm not saying I'm just saying the people in the gas station aren't as happy. It's crazy.
No, I was saying to myself, I said, motherfuckers, I hope their plane crashes, right? And I look on TV and they go, Dallas is still at the airport. They still haven't taken off. The Cowboys are still. Yeah, I'm like, whatever I said, I was just fucking around.
I'm sorry. I'm getting it. No amplifier. That's told us that. So you make it up to him like, hey, would you like to go on Misery Loves Company podcast?
He had a ball on there.
I'm sure. How could you not?
He was just amazed. That's when I got to meet Kevin's wife and kids,
Right.
So it was cool. I got to see another side of him. You know what I mean? Like, people don't fucking see. That's what's nice about,
that's what a lot of people are interested in, too, is like, how is he off the mic? All right, here's this guy. Let's see if we can't get him on. Hey, does your phone work, sir? I'm on hold again. Yeah, I had you on hold. Let's see.
Hey, it's OVO Coolcast.
What's up, OVO? I can hear you fine now. I don't know what happened the first transmission.
I have no idea what the fuck that was all about. But yeah, man. How you guys doing? How you doing, Reverend Bob Levy?
Doing good, brother. Just chilling with the villain.
That's great, man. That's great. No, I just really wanted to call in, though, and talk about this whole Chad mess again. I already heard that one guy talking about it, and I totally agree with him. I think Chad was trying to sabotage your show, and it's just crazy to me because you pretty much covered all the points. But I just want to say, again, Chad wouldn't do this if it was – he only doxed someone that wasn't a comic because he basically, he knows that there's nothing for him to lose with that, but he would never dare do that with someone like one of his friends like Burr Kreischer and Chris D'Elia because he's worried about losing work and things like that. So I just thought that was some big bullshit.
Right. And I know that he won't even name names or give, any details of rumors that he says on other podcasts, and then he came on mine and laid down the number. Now, I didn't realize this until some of the people had brought it up on Twitter, and I had to go back and listen to myself, and I was like, wow, they do have a point. I'm not saying he tried to sabotage the show. The video's still up, show's still taken off, but a lot of the fan reaction, that's what's important. That's what's come back.
And the whole thing that I don't like about Chad either is just the fact that he acts like he's so loyal to Kevin and all this bullshit. Like, he does all this hardcore trolling, but again, there's like not a whole lot of stakes involved when he's doing all this trolling, because he doesn't name names on his show, like guys that he opens for, like Bert and Chris D'Elia. And it's like, why not? It's like, if you're all in for Kevin, then just go on with that, and I'm sure you'll get work. Like when you go in on all these people just based off of Kevin and New York, like fuck all those LA guys.
Right.
And the whole thing with that is just like, none of those guys are going to use Chad again. They already forgot about him with the Patton Oswalt thing. Yeah. It's like Chris D'Elia will never use Chad again. He has other comics for him to pick for him so they can open for him, so he can steal from them, and and also get those other opening comics of his to gather around a bunch of chicks before his show, and and get those chicks for him to cheat on his wife with. He doesn't need Chad.
Right. Yeah.
So what happened with Patton Oswalt?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Oh yeah. So he sent out a joke, I think, talking about how Patton Oswalt killed his wife. Is that correct, Ovio?
Yeah, that's correct. He got into this whole beef with Patton Oswalt over, I don't even know what the initial tweet was over, but he got into a fight with him and said, well, everyone knows you killed your wife or something. And he said, if I was your current wife, I would sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, and he was living in LA at the time, and he kind of got banished by the whole comedy scene there. So now he's
why? I mean, that's not, you know what I mean? Hey, man,
I know it's not that bad, but you know how LA is. You can't say anything about.
I know how this business is, and this business is full of cunts, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? You got to smack back. If somebody comes at you, you know what I mean? You fucking say, some people, if I don't know them, I wait till I see them. You understand? But nobody really bothers me. I'm not one of those fucking people that get into shit, on the internet. If I had somebody in the business, I'll wait till I see them and then see what they open their mouth, but they won't.
Yeah. Ovio, I was listening to his podcast today. I'd never really heard it, but I know he had Gino and Aaron on, so I was listening for a hope of like mentioned, his appearance on here. And like you say, he was stepping on glass. You could feel the flow of the show was going fine until he started talking to Aaron Berg about Chris D'Elia, and then it slowed down, like he was walking on glass, like he was scared to talk about certain something. So maybe you're onto something here,
Oh no, yeah, I totally am. Yeah, he used to open for Chris D'Elia supposedly, and he'll say that he'll go after all these comics, but the minute that you bring up someone, he's like, oh, hey, he used to do this for me. Hey, it's like, what do these guys have against it? What do they have over you? Like the other day, I on that same Patreon message that I had with him, I was just trying to stir up some shit. Maybe I was completely wrong about it or whatever, but I didn't even mention the fact that I was on Twitter and I saw a Sam Morril tweet, and it was Sam Morril sharing a clip from one of his comedy specials on Comedy Central, and he was doing a joke. The premise, was about the same as one of Chad's jokes, and shit, the punchline is verbatim one of Chad's.
Okay, who said it first?
This was probably, I think it was Sam Morril. So I think it's one of those parallel thinking things, which is complete bullshit to me.
Did Chad get mad
how unoriginal.
Did Chad get upset that Sam Morril had a joke? Oh, he's cutting out.
Hey, Chad.
So,
hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah. So are you telling me that Chad got mad when he found out Sam Morril had a joke almost the same as his?
No, he didn't. I told him that Sam Morril had the same exact joke, and I didn't know who did it first or what.
Right.
But he didn't get mad at all, but I was expecting him to. I'm like, hey, Chad, you should fucking trash on this guy. I'm giving you information, even if it wasn't correct or whatever. But Chad was like, no, Sam's a great guy. I can't go after Sam. It's like, okay, so
he's gonna go after Barry Ribs
with him.
So he's taking people that are lower on the totem pole now that he's gotten banished a little bit and going after them. So it would make sense for him to come on my show and try something like that. But thinking that it could hurt me. But who am I at this point? I'll keep the.
But the whole point is like, why would you give a shit who you open for? You know what I mean? That's not something you go bragging around.
And
You
he's
know what I mean?
talking 2004, 2005. He's bringing up
he should
old
be
times.
headlining, but he should be headlining himself. That's it. You know what I mean? I never fucking, you know what I mean? When I toured with Artie, I mean, I went before him. It was, you know, it was not, I never said I opened for Artie Lang. What the fuck? I mean, that, I don't give a fuck about that. You understand? You know what I mean? That doesn't mean fucking, everybody uses like, I used to open for this guy. I don't give a shit who you open for. That means nothing in this business.
Yeah.
You know? So he, you know, I'm sure he should not even give a shit. I'm sure he doesn't. You know what I mean? If he doesn't work with them anymore. It's like, fuck him, move
you would
on.
hope so, Bob, but there is a lot of times, I mean, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if many appearances that Chad goes on, he always constantly talks about what he was doing so many years ago. So you call him out on something, or you like, you know, for instance, bombing at Kevin's roast, you know, he'll go into an argument, and somewhere in that argument, he's going to say something like, oh yeah, but I was in Cleveland, or I opened up for Chris D'Elia, or, you know, I hang out with this person, I was roommates with this person. You know, it's always a story. He's always a name dropper, I guess, kind of situation. So that's why a lot of people feel angst against Chad on Twitter, and it's easy to feel that way, I guess, as a fan.
See, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know much about the stories and that shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like whatever, you know.
Same way. I have to cover the news. It's for Misery Loves Company podcast. So, all right, OVO, you got anything else you want to add about Chad or the recent episodes?
That's about it. I've been really bothered with this whole bullshit that he did. I know a lot of people are kind of, you know, blurred lines with him. They're not completely onto him yet, but, you know, soon enough, I think they'll build on and see what a total piece of shit he is, and just it's a very evil person that Chad is. And not to say, and here's one thing I want to say, I am not a Brian sympathizer. I think Brian is just as equally as bad as a piece of shit. He's a traitor. I don't like him, but I think that Chad is kind of bad for all of Kevin's fans, and just like for all that we stand for. Wow. You know, that's just my opinion. But yeah. I mean,
I hate to say it. You saw what happened when Brian tried to prove himself. Or do you think that in the next coming months or so, do you think Chad's next?
I don't think so, because I think that Chad is a little bit too full of himself. I think that he tries to put on this persona that he doesn't care at all, but he really does.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell. Just go to his likes on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think he's gonna try to prove that he doesn't care is what's gonna happen. But it's all gonna come and bite him in the ass, I feel.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on it, OVO. We'll keep checking in, and keep your eyes out for the Barry Ribs live show Friday, man. You can tune into that if you want.
Okay, cool, man. Thank you guys, man. I really appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Have a good one.
Later.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, you see, it's like weird. It's like, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, if Kevin thought he was a really bad guy and whatever, a piece of shit, I don't think Kevin would be around him, truthfully.
No. I mean, and that's the honest truth. It's just that Chad's putting himself in these situations where it's not making himself look good. And personally, I think Kevin has a part of it that loves it. You know, they're probably both different off the mic. It could be a whole bit. It could be a gag, the fact that he's going on Twitter and talking about this stuff. I mean, it would make for hilarious radio. I just did a segment on it, you know? And if he did something like that, that'd be genius. But I mean, let's face the facts. I don't know if that's as far as whatnot. Because, I mean, he's going after Patton Oswalt, and then a few months later, he's going after the likes of Brian McCarthy. It's a little shady. But, you know. What do we do? Like I told him, we'll keep an eye out on the next few months, and then we'll break the news like that, you know?
Hey, man, it's like I love the callers because they're like so invested in everything. You know what I mean? They
really are. So they always, you know, like when he brought up that story that I didn't remember about Chad, they make sense, you know. As long as
they definitely come on with, you know what I mean, with how they feel and what they see. You know what I mean? Like they pay attention to what they're listening to, which is very good for the show. You understand?
Yeah, they get wrapped up in all the different, you know, not only characters, but people that come on to the show and all the drama that's involved. And it's a lot of fun. It really is, you know. It makes for the time to go by a lot better than that TV, I'll tell you.
Oh, fuck TV. There's nothing on TV, man. You know, it's like there's nothing on fucking TV.
I can't even watch the sports with volume anymore. It's so bad. I want the score.
Yeah, I was watching fucking sports from 1998 football game with Dallas and Green Bay the other fucking day. I'm like, you know, fucking life has stopped. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
You know, it's like everything on TV is stopped and we're still going and we got nothing to do but besides listening to shows and fucking enjoy yourself, get on the internet. There's nothing to do. You can't go anywhere. Most of the country can't go anywhere. What the fuck am I gonna? I can't even jerk off in my backyard. I'll probably get arrested.
Yeah, because all the neighbors are outside sunbathing. You're out there. You just want to put one out. You want to put some spunk in the air. You can't do that. You probably go to jail. Then you get deadly the virus if you go to jail. It sucks. Can't get away with anything.
Well, that's what they're letting all the prisoners out anyway. At least I'll have my own room now. Fuck them.
Yeah, right. You have your old bunk. Like, I haven't had my own bunk in years. 3 hots on a cot. Sounds like an easy lifestyle. You ain't got to put up with no drama.
Well, that's what it is. If you're in there, it's the same thing that we're going through right now. You know, maybe the food's a little better. You know what I mean? You can't really get all the food you want now. But I'm saying, like, when you're in jail, this is what it feels like.
It's a pain in the ass to do any daily task. And that's exactly what this feels like when you go out in public. You got to wait an extra line. You're like, oh, wow, a lot of people are in that line. It's not. They're just standing so far apart from each other. I go to the hardware store a lot because of my day job. I've never seen this many people in a hardware store before the virus. It's like everybody's out. It's the one
because they can't leave their house, so they got to build something. They got to fucking make something. Everybody's got to make. They got gardens. They got this. They fucking, you know what I mean?
I'm staying in furniture.
I'm staying in furniture. On the couch,
chilling.
I'm gonna sit on the couch and smoke weed now. I mean, today was the first day I smoked again because I didn't think I can. You know, I was using this for the pain, but fucking. It was like, if I get stoned, then where am I going to go? I have nothing to do.
Right. You go to the pantry, you know?
Yeah, it's nothing. You know what I mean? If I want to go piss outside with the dogs, that's all I can do. I can't fucking go anywhere, you know? And so it's like, fuck this shit. I've been watching Breaking Bad over and over and over.
I may have to start that series again. I haven't watched it in a very long time. I don't watch a lot of TV, though. We'll see.
Yeah, I watch that, and I watch Oz at night. Remember that? There's the show on
HBO. Yeah. I've been seeing you tweet about that, so I had to definitely hop on that train.
Dude, it's really good, Oz. Oz is really good. I'm in season 3, and it's like, you know, I've seen it before, but I missed some shows, but it's fucking really good writing, man.
That brings it all back to you.
Yeah, you can't even get, like, you can't go to a strip club. You can't have a stripper come to your house, like, right?
Yeah.
You can't have, you know, there's no hookers out anymore. I mean, it's just basically they took everything away from it.
It sucks. You can't go to the hand job parlor. Like, at least a donut place is open, so you may, you know, depending on which one you go to, you can get 2 for 1 price, maybe a hand job. I don't even know about that, you know. It depends on if the grape jelly sells out, you know.
Hey, man, you got a fucking donut. I don't give a shit. I'll do whatever. It's fucking, what we're going through right now is the fucking worst thing. I mean, if it wasn't for shows being on and to do stuff, I would go crazy because I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm going to be stuck in here another 3 months guaranteed. Watch this. You're going to see what's going on. And it's like, how the fuck are we going to survive?
I know it's way worse up there. You know, down here in Texas, I mean, we're honestly starting to go back to regular. I mean, restaurants are open. I mean, you can only have 25% occupancy, which makes you not even want to go. But cases are rising. You know, they had a good hold on it, and now that everything's open again, people don't give a fuck. I mean, cases are rising. People are eating. People down here, they don't care. They're like, one ear out the other.
Well, you can't stay in your fucking house.
It's gonna drive you nuts. You're gonna end up doing something dumb. Talk about domestic violence. Woo!
Well, thank God my wife went and she actually got a job at a hospital in LA because it was the perfect time for her to go because it was getting to the point.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to that fucking point.
Breaking point.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I reached to choke her, but I put my hands back. It was at that point.
Right. You're like, look at
and that's how we get with each other because we're both this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we don't fucking back down. And it's like, you know, you fucking crazy Italian, I'll kill you.
You're looking in your pack of smokes. You're like, I just bought these a few hours ago. I'm almost out. Shit.
Well, that's what it is. You're smoking. You're fucking doing whatever you can fucking do. You know, it's like you're gonna die. People are gonna die in their fucking house of just going insane. You know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fucking losing it. You're gonna send me out to the streets when this opens. You're gonna send out all these people that are fucking in their house for fucking months out at the same time. It's going to be a fucking madhouse. Watch what happens.
See, but what do you think that means for comedy? Honestly, a lot of people think that comedy clubs are going to be better after this. I say the way I look at it is people enjoyed comedy as a way of when life's moving too fast, a way to slow down. Everybody's been slowed the fuck down for a few months, so they're going to be out there hustling and bustling. They're not going to want to have time to slow down. So I don't know exactly how that whole thing's going to play out.
It's going to play out. It's going to take a long time. We're looking into next year because of the way that people are not going to sit next to each other. But right now, if you're allowed 25%, that means basically 25% of the club could be filled. So that means the only way you're going to make the money that you once did is by doing 3 shows. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If
you like Aaron Bird.
Shows, you can make the money that you once made in that night, but you're going to have to do 3 shows. And that's if a booker is being fair.
Right.
And a club owner. You have to do 3 shows because you can't say they were going to sell out, so you have that other 25%. But you'd have to do 3 shows in one night to basically make what you were making before this. And like to me, the people might come out at the beginning at the 25%, but people ain't going to, you know what I mean? Like I said, they're going to be at the bar getting drunk. They want to yell.
Right, yeah, they want to get trashed.
You know what I mean? This ain't going to be a fucking date night. This is going to be a fucking, people want to go out and fuck something, you know what I mean?
People have been on date nights for a month and a half. They're ready to choke somebody. They want to go out, they want to run, they want to run, they want to, like you said, they want to yell, you know? You can't do that at a comedy club.
No, you can't. You have to be quiet. So I see this, like, you know what I mean? It's like comedy club, dentist office, same problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're both going to be in trouble, and it's just going to take a long time. I was telling Kevin, I said I wanted to do like you know, once I got the operation to the settlement, I want to put 4 tours out, 4 tours of people that I respect. And I want to make them money and say, look, I'll do everything. I'll promote. I'll get the places. You know, here's the money. This is what we can make. This is what I need to get back from this. This is what commission I would make, which will be low. It's just to build back, you know, real comedy and knowing that those 4 people on each show would destroy.
Yeah, because because that makes a lot of sense, because you're also going to have to make an image again in a way, because you haven't been in a club so long that people have kind of, the pace is slowed, especially for people who are returning customers to comedy clubs. You know, they're going to want to see new action. They're going to want to, like you say, 4 tours. It's awesome. That's some new action. It's something different, you know?
Well, that's what it is. If you put on great shows and you say, you know, I guarantee to show your money back. You know, and if you want your money back, we don't fucking want you anymore. Right. So it doesn't matter. So why not do it like that? Just do it the right way and make sure that the people that are funny should be working are working, and go from there, because this is a disaster. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
This is our 9/11, truthfully. I mean, we're fucking done. Right. You know, you know what I mean? Because you got to look at it. Anybody that was booked at a club is going to be rebooked at a club, right? Anybody that had dates coming up will still be there. So now you put the people that lost gigs to the end of people that were already booked.
That's true. Yeah, because those clubs are already filled.
You're into next year. And why are they're gonna fly somebody out? You know, it's gonna be it'll be stupid for a club to pay for you to fly out and give you a hotel when you're doing 25% of the place.
And could you imagine what a mess airlines are going to be too after all this? Ugh,
well, that's what it is. Well, you know, and why do we want to give back? Airlines make a fortune all the time, except for when they
why do you want to bail them out? They're fine.
Exactly, because of the fact they make, let's see your billions of dollars that you make. You have to take the good with the bad in any business. Yeah. Why do we have to bail them out when we can't bail out a little store? You know, or fucking help people that are just, you know, that disaffected the most, which is probably people anywhere from making 30,000 to 150,000.
Right.
This could really fuck you up big time.
Especially if the kids are out of school for extended periods. Like the guy was talking about today, kids could not go back to school even at the beginning of the fall. What are people supposed to do? Hire daycare? Those places are shut down too.
Well, that's what it is. You know what I mean? What are you going to bring your kid to work? Well, he's 14. You're going to bring him to fucking work.
He's going to be slapping ass. He's going to be checking out ass. He's going to be just making a fool, you know?
Well, kids don't like it because they can't get blown by their teachers anymore.
Right, you know? Yeah, because they're going to teachers are still doing it. Isn't that outstanding? It's crazy. There's a new news story every week, and it's like, okay, you know, when are they going to stop? It never ends. Somebody's getting blown.
It's like amazing that they know they're going to go to jail for this. They're going to get caught most likely.
Registered sex offender the whole life. Can't ever work again. There goes that degree.
Yeah. It's like it's such a sickness that they can throw everything away. by knowing that how illegal it is. But for the kid to get blown, and you know what I mean? If I was 14 and I had a hot teacher blowing me, I would be telling everybody.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be telling all the friends. I'd try to film it.
No, exactly. So, you don't blame the kids when they get busted because you have to tell somebody because you're so happy, you're so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
You're going to be bragging to all your friends about anything cool. If you're getting blown at 14 by a hot teacher, you're telling all the friends. And one of them's going to rat because they're probably jealous. And that's boom. That's how and they have to know that. What are they going to be? Oh, be quiet. Don't tell nobody. He's telling everybody.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's insane, but you know what I mean? Like how can you live? Truthfully, you can't be, we're not fucking made to be in a house with family 24 hours a day. It doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm telling you, my kid, he plays in bands, so he's in and out practicing. He does what he wants still. He's not going to come back with the corona fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's with the same people all the time. And that's it. And if he gets it, look, it's his decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you got to stay in the house, but to be with, imagine having small kids and your wife home every fucking 24 hours a day. It's not meant to be.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
A good place to get some drywall.
Yeah, you're not used to it. You know what I mean? And then it's going to the fucking abuse that's going on is just crazy. The fucking violence that's going on that they're causing. You have to if you open up everything and make reservations to go to anywhere, a little hardware store, anywhere, a barbershop, it's reservation on everything, a restaurant, everything is a reservation so you don't have a lot of people in it, or you're coming into just a regular store. Say you want to get deli meat, I'm coming at this time. You have certain people come certain times,
right? And
that's it. And you do it like that for now. What's the difference of staying in the house when we can do the same thing outside? And they won't allow us to do it.
Right. They got a few of the stores down here doing it like that. The Best Buy, you have to make an appointment. I had to make an appointment to go get a new HDMI cable just to do the show. It was kind of a pain in the ass.
But it's better than
not getting the HDMI cable and not being able to do the show.
Yeah, look at me. No, I've been in this fucking house for fucking a long fucking time. I'm ready to fucking snap.
Yeah.
You understand? I fucking, my legs are going like this right now under the table because I know I can't go anywhere tonight. I know I'm going to be watching TV all night till I pass out and wake up and the day's going to be fucking starting again the same fucking way. And it fucking sucks.
It's like fucking Groundhog Day. Wasn't that a movie where he wakes up every day and it's the same?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Hey, that's what I got a thing. It says every day is Wednesday with me as him because it's fucking the same shit. You don't do anything different. I'm watching the same shows. I put on the news to see if the curve went up or down. They don't even
That's
show
it. They're
that
talking
anymore.
about the same shit they were talking about last month. All right, we know it's bad. We know we should wear masks. Relax. Tell some other stories and just have the little update down in the corner. There's a lot of other shit going on.
Teach us how to go out and be able to do something and be safe. That's what you should be teaching us. You know what I mean? That's
you're going to have those savages out there.
Already.
Yeah, but also in a way that they're going to need to teach us a way to protect ourselves from some people who might not watch the news or who don't give a shit. Some of those type of people who may ride the in train, the Pat train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really going to have to be the kind of thing that you got to watch out for if you really don't want to get sick,
No, I mean, that's what it is. They're not teaching anybody how to start the new part, which is supposed to be after about this time when the curve went down. Now it's like, well, we still don't know how to do that. But you're supposed to be working on that as it was going.
Right.
So now I'm telling you, Jersey got another 2 to 3 months of this shit. I don't care what anybody says.
Is it still running rampant up there? Like a lot of numbers still going up?
It's fucking half of them in nursing homes, dude.
Yeah, we got a nursing home here who's, I don't know what's going on over there, but it's about 90%, and nobody's talking about it. They're keeping it on the down low. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in that nursing home?
No, it's coming out like out of the 10,000 deaths in Jersey, like 4,000 or 5,000 in nursing homes.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty big fucking state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you? Okay, if somebody gets it, put them in the house. Let us go out. And then you test everywhere you go. If you go to work, you get tested. Boom. Yeah. You go there, you get tested. You have those, and then you socially distant them at work, and open everything, but you only bring back maybe 15, 20% first.
Yeah.
But you got to try something. You can't hide people because people have addictions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is when it's going to hit you. You know, it's like I can control myself, but a lot of people can't. But I'm fucking starting to lose it, man.
Well, man, I hope you're able to hang in there and get it together. Now, I know you mentioned earlier you might be going to Atlantic City soon. Are you going to be all right going to Atlantic City? Now, I know that from back in the day, you got some stories from Atlantic City probably. So
yeah,
you be able to control yourself in a situation like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be outside, so if it's outside, you know, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to go down there and just see how it is.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you might as well, dude. Fuck, get out in the sun at least if you can.
Well, that's what it is, because these guys have been good to me after my car accident. They let me work there and learn how to basically walk on stage again and learn how to get comfortable again. So, and they had this idea, and they were like, you know, I said, you know, I'll just come and just do a set. I don't care, you know, because they've been good to me, you know, and it's a great idea, and it's just something to people need something, you know what I mean? They gotta, these open fields, let's do stuff in these open fields, you know what I mean? We're not fucking idiots. We know not to go next to each other, but if you space each other out, what's the difference? If you're home with your family and they're going to a fucking supermarket and they come home, you're gonna get sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line right there. You know, I never understood why, especially here, we only have about 156 cases in my county. It's nothing like what you're dealing with, but they never list where the motherfucker was before he got sick. They don't put what stores, any of that. So you don't know. They're just like, oh, it was out in public. It's not that big of a place here. It can't be that many options.
Well, that's what it is. Like, if they're out in the place, and okay, in the supermarkets, everybody usually touches everything.
You know, you're going to want to make sure you get the right grapes, you know, and going to really look at them, make sure they're nice and ripe.
Yeah, it's like, but I don't know if that's still going on now, but like, you know, if it's like a fucking pizza box or something like that, and they're like, yeah, they're moving to get, but then it would still live on there, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, but do they really know? Do they really know?
No, that's why we're fucking home, because they don't fucking know. They think they know, and they say, well, it can be. But we're allowed to go there, but we can't go there. You understand?
Right.
It would be safer to go there than go to a fucking supermarket where everybody's fucking like all over and touching every fucking thing.
Well, it's like everybody wearing these masks. Town's packed of people going back and forth to work. I don't ever see anybody wiping down the gas nozzle. Everybody touches the gas nozzle. Nobody's wiping it down. Nobody gives a shit. They'll have a whole mask, all that, you know, no gloves.
You know what's so good about Jersey? We don't pump our own gas. Look, the way we look, they were crying because they go, we're going to get infected. Hey, you dropped out of school, you pump my gas. That's the way we look at it in Jersey.
I want premium, sir. Don't spill a drop either.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to get it? You're pumping gas. You know what I mean? Fucking, hey, you know, we're here, they pump our gas, we talk to them, we give them money. But you know what I mean? I can see everybody else getting out like you guys got to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, because it's just, you know, what is essential and what isn't. It depends on a person. You know what I mean?
Right. What about up there? Do they have liquor stores listed as essential up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do here, too. It's like, why is that essential? The man's going to start beating his wife whether he has a drink or too many drinks, you know? Like, wow.
But you know what? He might beat her more if he doesn't have any.
You think so?
It could happen because you have nothing to relax you. If you can drink, like I started drinking like wine again, you understand? But I take sips and that's it. I don't drink I drink to socialize now. And I'm in control of me. You know what I mean? Sometimes years ago I wasn't in control of me. Yeah. I drank to get fucked up. I did drugs to get fucked up. I don't do that. I'm in control of my life. I'll smoke weed once in a while for pain, and I'll have some wine. And that's it. That's all I fucking need. I don't need to go out like a fucking maniac anymore.
Get trash at the bar, you know, starting a bar fight, throwing a bar stool or two. You've probably done it in a day, but you've already done it. So now it's time to relax. But fuck it. You're tired of relaxing. It's time to go back to the comedy clubs. It's time to get out there, see the people, get out in the sun, you know, get some new material out there to the people. I know you've probably been working on it. It's got to be hard writing new material cooped up in the house. It's like, shit, you don't see anything new.
No, it's just in your mind. You know what I mean? I don't really write stuff.
Sure.
When I was home from the accident, I got like fucking an hour and a half written down on the thing. I'm working on my book.
Can't wait for that.
It's gonna be fucking. You know, people are fried, but you know, it's the truth. I'm not gonna bullshit. this happened. You know what I mean? So why am I going to not tell my story? Why would I lie?
Like, why would you disappear for a while or come back better than ever, but not use it like some people might, you know? It's like, take every part of it you can and turn it around and make it for the better. That's all you can do, you know, at this point.
That's what it is. It's like I'm not going to lie to say it didn't happen when it happened. So what the fuck? I'm just telling you what happened in my life. And, you know, that's what it is. I've always been fucking honest. I don't like the fucking bullshit. I don't get people that bullshit you because that fucking just drives me crazy. Once I figure that out, I'm like, yeah, gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know so many people have probably made this joke, but is there any part of you that wishes it could have been a Walmart truck?
That I got hit by?
Yeah.
No, because it would have hurt more. You know what? It would have knocked me. You know what? It did so much damage to me. Look, I'll be okay when this is settled. You know, once I get the operation, I'm going to feel a lot better, I hope.
Right.
But, you know, it's been hell. I've been through hell. I still deal with pain every day. But I'm just hoping the best thing is just to fucking feel better because that's all I fucking want. This has been hell. And
it's been,
you know,
it's been a few years.
It'll be 3 years in July.
That's
and,
crazy.
But you remember the crash. You remember the fucking you know, the fucking smashing in the back. You fucking flying into another car.
Right.
Then him get hitting again, trying to get away. And I felt fine when I got out. And I had to say, he was trying to start his car, and the guy's like, he's trying to get away. And I go, turn the key again. I'm going to drag you out the fucking window. And he's like, can we make a deal? And he's all fucked up. And I go, what are you fucking Monty Hall, you motherfucker?
Yeah.
And then I was fine. I was fine, but they towed me home, and I was fine until that was Friday night. And Sunday, I woke up and I started throwing up. And somebody said, you got a concussion. And right away I had a concussion, then got everything else done because you don't feel, it doesn't come right away.
You don't. Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to sleep. If you hit your head, you may feel fine. But
well, I didn't hit my
supposed
head.
to go right to sleep. Yeah.
I tore stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a reaction. Like if you see an accident at 10 miles an hour, it can do damage.
Yeah, I think it's just your brain shaking inside your skull, and it just sets apart. I mean, it could happen at any moment. You could fall down the stairs and get a concussion. You wouldn't know it. I think that's what happened to Billy Mays, isn't it? He was on a plane. They landed too hard, and he hit his head on the headrest the wrong way, and he croaked.
You know what? You can hit your head on the ceiling of a plane and fucking goddamn it, like when you're getting up or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you could fuck yourself. The brain is very, like, I damaged 2 parts in the back of my brain. You know what I mean? There was so much shit that I never knew was happening to me until it was happening to me. And I was like, you fucking kidding me. It's going to take this long? Yeah. I mean, I was fucking shocked. And just to have it fall up, you know, the pain that you can't sleep and you fucking, it's just horrible. So I'm just looking forward to the end of this. And then, you know, fucking maybe moving to Florida and going.
Yeah, a lot of comics seem to be going the Florida route. I got a good feeling that after what we've seen happen in New York in the coronavirus and things, I think Florida's going to be the next comedy hotspot. I really do. A lot of comics talking about it. There's plenty of cities there to open up an array of clubs. I mean, it could get well, that could become the next hotspot. I know it's crazy. Sounds crazy, but
no, it doesn't really, because I planned on open one out there. You know what I mean? And I talked to Kevin about, like, Kevin goes, you know, his wife is in Florida. I go, dude, we're going there. And he goes, we might go to the West Coast, man. The West Coast is like, you know, and I said, I'll make sure I'm going to build a studio. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to enjoy life. I mean, I've had enough of this shit here. You know what I mean? And this was the
jungle.
No, this is the end of it. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, I had a fucking studio. We were going to do all this stuff there. And I'm like, this happened. And I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is going to be, I just need to fucking see palm trees, beach, fucking water. Fucking,
all that. Forget all about the concrete jungle and all the bullshit that was attached to it, man. Because people up there, it's just, I don't know if it'll ever be the same up there, you know, after all this. And
no, the city is going to be destroyed because it's not going to open for I'm telling you, till It's going to start opening maybe in September. Maybe. Just start opening. You understand? It's not even going to be a big opening. You know, it's nobody on the streets. My wife was a nurse up there for a little while when it first started. Nobody's on the streets. I drove her up there. I made it up there in like an hour and 10. I was doing like 90 miles an hour from South Jersey near Philly, and nobody on the road. And fucking, it's like it's just a place. There's going to be so many killings soon because the people that are out are going to get attacked because people, you know, fucking robbery is a career for people. You know,
people are cooped up too. They're going to look for something to do. They're going to be looking for a shiny wallet or a shiny new pair of shoes. They're coming after you.
It's going to happen. You're going to see if they don't open up soon, it's going to be crazy in all these big cities.
Mess, man. We'll check in definitely, hopefully before September, see where we're at then, you know, as far as the show goes. I got a few fan questions if you're interested in taking some of those.
Sure.
Let's see. You know, whenever you type your name in on Google, you come up with some of the other greats, of course, Artie Lang, Colin Quinns. I mean, I don't know if Louis pops up or not, but I'm going to throw him in the mix. Just guys who were like at one time, I don't even know how to – Jim Florentine, you know, like a breed of guys who could go on a stage and get away with whatever the fuck they wanted to get away with. And I think that you guys are really some of the last that are still going to be able to do it and get away with it because that's who you guys are, right? And that's what people know you for.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, like, you know, I always say, just say, you know, it's an adult show. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
And if they don't,
you guys know how to do
it.
It's not some, you know, a 24-year-old going out there trying to make a creative joke about rape and coming off like an asshole. You know, he's probably going to get booed off the stage, or you know, you're going to have some chicks in the crowd making a few comments. You know. Who was?
It's easy.
If you had to choose, like out of some of those classic guys, Florentine, you know, all those guys from Stern Show and stuff, who was your favorite to really go out and perform with? Like, who would you have the most fun, you know, chalking it up or doing shows with or hanging out?
I mean,
if you had to pick a guy right after the coronavirus, you got to pick one guy. Like, all right, we're gonna go do this tour. Like,
well, I mean, me and Florentine had the time of our life when we toured because we were like rock stars. We'd fuck everything, strippers, everything, pull trains, fucking everything. And that's how it was. And, but, you know, it's a different time. You know, it's like, you know, I'm married now and fucking, you know, I've done everything. So
I think that's what makes it so special to guys like me and that are part of the podcast world. When we see your name pop up on someone's show, you're like, here we go. I'm going to hear some stories. And so in that moment, you kind of get to like put yourself in that situation, especially when you're listening with the headphones working or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you get to kind of reflect on a time on what it once was, you know, until you have to take those headphones out and think about, you know, how times have changed. So I think that's like something special, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, it really is because it was amazing. That's why, like, I have amazing stories that, you know, even Norton didn't talk about. You know, some of them he did talk about. Sometimes Florida didn't talk about in the book. But, like, you know, I seen them, you know, I have, sometimes I know the story more.
Right, yeah. Get some extra parts to add.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, but there's so many more stories and so many stories before I got into comedy, how my life was crazy. Right. So it's like, it's not going to be all comedy, but it's going to be very fucking entertaining, the book, because I was crazy before I got in this business. This business calmed me down. That's a scary thing.
I know. It's weird. I went on stage the first time after I quit drinking. You know, I was bored. I was like, I need an outlet. I need something. I needed to put myself out of a comfort zone. And so that's what I started doing, you know, and it's wild to think like what it would have been like to go on stage if I was still a drunk. It would have been out of control. I would have been banished, made a horrible name. But I wasn't a fun person to be around when I drank, you know, so it would have just been ugly.
Especially nowadays, like you could be drunk in the late 80s and 90s.
Right, yeah, absolutely. That's like what I mean. Everybody. Like, give us a time where you could kind of be an outlaw, and that's what comedy was looked at, you know?
Yeah.
So when you think about the classic outlaw guys, I mean, you're part of that pack, and I think that's something really cool, man. Like one of the last that was able to do it, you know, still around. And
we're still doing it, you know.
That's I mean, it's awesome because you can go on a stage and probably get away with a lot more than some of these guys that are wanting to start out or who are only looking for the next Comedy Central special. I mean, I'm sure you guys really never gave a shit about that. You cared about being funny. You know, you wanted to make people laugh, eating blue cheese out of somebody's asshole. I mean, who thinks of that? It's the most hilarious thing ever.
It was different, I'll tell you that. But like, you know, like once I had my kid, I didn't think of going to the city. You know, my life changed. It wasn't a big deal about getting on TV or anything like that at that point. It was like, make a living at this and just be there as much as you can, because that's what I knew from being, you know, my father and mother were always there. So, I mean, no matter what, you have to make a choice in life. You know what I mean? And that's the way I went.
I can hear that, how that happens, man. And it's going to be great. You know, if this whole thing does swing around, if you guys are able to do a tour and see the reflection of being able to take the stage again, it's who you are, you know. But like you said, the market's probably going to be overloaded. You love doing Anthony Cumia's show, right? I always think you two are great together on there, man. It's just two guys just chopping it up. You never know what's going to come out of y'all's mouths. But like, you guys just click perfect on that show.
Well, like with Dave is perfect. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like you can say anything and they get it right off the bat, and they create more. You understand? It's like you can go up there and it's killing, and then you do this. You throw something in, and all of a sudden Anthony will get it or Dave will get it. Now it goes another way, and that's what's so great about their show. You know what I mean? It's like when you have great minds, it's so fucking easy. Yeah. You know, like Kevin's show, I love to do it because I know no matter where he goes, I'm going to be able to follow the madness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I get it. If you don't get it, you're not going to be good on these shows.
You'll flop. You'll get called on, and it'll be and it might not be the fact that you're not comfortable in front of a microphone, but you got to be quick at any moment. You know?
Yeah, it's not like you don't get called on. It's a matter of
right. See, a lot of people would look at it that way, though. Like, oh, I'm going to get called on, or it's my turn to talk. But you need to know like when to butt in and make a show, you know, everlasting. Keep it flowing. And I think that's what's great about that.
With Anthony and Dave, the show starts. You don't know whatever you're going to talk about on these shows, and that's the way I like it. If somebody asks me, what do you want to talk about? I go, whatever you want to talk about. I'm never going to say anything. So we just start the shows, and whatever happens, happens. And that's when you get great radio. If you go, hey, let's do this, no, that's not how you really do the great ones.
No, because there was one show I tried to do like that. I said, hey, I want to do it this way. And we got about 6 minutes in. I said, no, stop. Press stop, went out, smoked, breathed a little bit. I said, let's just go on and just start rambling. It ended up being a funny show to listen to. You know, it was a lot of fun.
That's what it is. Like when
who knows? We just started talking about Gothic furniture. You know, out of nowhere, we're pulling up beds that made out of Gothic. You know, it looks cool. And it's hilarious.
When I do the shows with Joe Conti and Kensel, right? When we do those shows, we're going to start doing again. I would say, all right, we're going to do 45 minutes. 45 minutes is enough now. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
We'll get a couple crazy news stories if we need them. I say, I got something. This is what I say before we start. I go, I got something. Just go with me. That's what I tell them. Yeah. And they know exactly how to follow me because they know from doing it with me. And when you click with people like that, those are the ones that make the shows easy. When they don't,
you're going to get a lot of comments. You're going to get a lot of feedback. It's fun to read that too, especially when you're not sure about a guest and you're like, wow, that was a great show. It's always nice to go back and see like great feedback from other people. And then you'll see some shows, no comments. You know, it's like, I don't know if he'll be back, but it's third appearance. Like, what?
You know what we do? We don't, like on my podcast with Joe and John, we don't have guests. We never did. We never will. If we had a guest on, I would interview them by myself and we clip it into the show.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in guests, because if I have two people, that's the show. You understand?
Right.
If I bring in somebody else in, then it doesn't work for what the show is.
It kind of makes it a mess too, especially if you're listening with headphones. There's a lot going on. You know, like the Legion of Skanks, a lot of people are big fans, and I'll listen when somebody I like is on. But as far as the show itself, I mean, it's just too much going on at one time. I mean, I can understand why guys would like it. I mean, it's crazy shit they're talking about on there. But it's too much for me. That's why I've always like, podcasts like yours, just some fellas just chopping it up. Let's make something funny out of this. Or I always used to love when Artie Lang would go on his little rant, and then all of a sudden it would just be out of nowhere. He's just talking in this voice. And the next thing you know, is 20 minutes have gone by of this bit that he's just talking. It's like, there's no way he came up with that beforehand.
That's the key to radio. That's the key to podcasts. It's just to talk, to be yourself. Like, that's why when I go on, I'm like this. When I'm doing my fucking thing on Twitter, it's me. I'm like, let's go, motherfuckers.
I love that shit, man. Like, the first time I saw it pop, how long have you been doing that? The Leave It Land Live. That's new, right?
Yeah, I just started that recently.
That's what I thought, because I was like, I haven't seen this before, and I honestly thought it was like a little rant video, 2 or 3 minutes. So I clicked on it when it came across my timeline. I was like, an hour and a half. I was like, that's when you know you're a good comic. When you used to sit there and fucking talk to the camera for an hour and a half without any interruptions. Like that's all. Like a lot of people would probably not see how cool that is. Like they always have to have somebody to chop with. They just wouldn't be able to sit and just rant. I love it.
Well, that's right. You open your mind, and then you open up. It just opens. You know what I mean? And you can go anywhere you want. You got the people there. They write something. If it's good, I'll see it. You know what I mean? I can think and talk and watch this, and I'll make believe I'm crazy, and I'll fucking go, fuck you, And I got everything, and I'm hitting, and then I just fucking keep going, and I'm nonstop. And I sometimes when I'm done, I'm like, wow, that was really good. And I never say that shit about myself.
No, I've had it. I've noticed whenever I'm like, man, I don't think that show was that good, and I put it up, people love it, because I guess I came off more myself. I wasn't trying so hard, if that makes sense, just being me.
Yes.
You know
what it is? When you can just talk and have a conversation and it's interesting, it's just as good. You know what I mean? Like I just did one with what? Now I'm fucking missing his name. I was on the show with him, Derek.
Gaines?
Derek, what?
What show was it? Do you know what network?
Me and Kumia, Dave, and then this guy Derek was there.
Gaines?
No, fuck, white guy, Irish guy. He's fucking brilliant. I'm just dropping it. I can't believe I could picture his face. But I just did his show. It'll go out in about a week or so.
Okay.
It was just an amazing talk. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we were trying to fucking outdo each other and laugh, and you know what I mean? It wasn't like, punchline. It was just stories. Right. And it was fucking, I said to him, I go, this was one of the best things I've ever done.
Hell yeah.
Because it was just a nice fucking talk. And you'll see when it comes out what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I'll sure be looking out for that. Well, like you said, man, I hope to have you back on the show. It means a lot to me that you're one of the first guests on this program. It's taken off. A lot of people are very excited on what SMC is doing out there. You guys see any bullshit drama? I mean, don't be afraid to DM me. We'll get to the bottom of it because that's what we do on the show. We name names. We're not hiding here. We're gonna call you out if we think you're lying. The fans think you're lying about something. They're gonna send me the info, and I'm gonna have to talk about it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's what the show is.
No, it's great. I mean, it's fun. I mean, that's it's like fucking nobody. It's like we're in a business that nobody gets called out on
anymore, right?
No, it changed.
I used to love that shit. That was my favorite stuff on Howard. Whenever you know that he was about to rip into somebody on some bullshit, and it was going to go on for 2 hours. You're like, oh, that's my next 2 hours.
That was the best radio.
It was the greatest, but he's just calling them out. No retention.
There was times where I left there and went to the hotel down the block, and they had to call me to see if I was all right because I wanted to kill people.
Oh, my God.
But that's what makes great radio.
Yeah, you go back and listen to those clips now. You're like, why did times have to change? But then also maybe it didn't make it as that special. Maybe that's something that could only happen once in life. Something like as big as that.
Well, that's what it is. There's periods of shows that just click.
Right.
And that was one of them, when Artie was sitting in a chair and everybody, it was brutal. It was fucking brutal.
It was the best. I still listen to shows that I've heard 10 times, that some of the greatest fights. I just love it. I'll just sit there and listen to it. Like, how? It's so good. It's almost like that. You can't write something like that. It's just, and that's what I always liked about radio. You know, it's just great.
Yeah, we would get called, like if somebody got called out on, somebody said something, we kept it to ourselves, went in there and go, I got something real good.
Yeah.
Trust me. Go in there, fucking, or they do that to me, or we do that to anybody. And it just went fucking haywire.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, after a while, like, you know, how it would trust you. Even if you just told them a little of it, you'd be like, all right, save it. And that's what you do. You save it. You never talk about it, because the first reaction is the best reaction.
Yeah.
And that's why Kevin's show is great, because his first reaction is that fucking right then reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's saving it all for the air.
And it's all honest. And he's not going to soft coat anything, sugarcoat anything at all.
Absolutely not, no.
It's going to go the other way. So basically, if you throw a fucking little hand grenade somewhere near him and it goes off and it didn't kill him, he's going to fucking destroy you. And that's what's great.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? You're giving him the ammunition to do it. And people do it. And like, you just know that he's like some person that's not going to fucking sit on it and just think.
And that's what I love about him too, because he could have gotten attacked by Gary Goldman in the cellar bathroom and kept it quiet. No, next show, hour and a half. This is what we're talking about. You know, absolutely. I mean, because just the fact that a comic would come after you after something you said on a radio show, like, come on, man.
Like he said, when I was on one day, he said he said something about a guy on Saturday Night Live. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name. I know who it is.
He's seen him outside. He goes, I got a problem with you talking about me. And Kevin goes, what do you mean talking? He goes, you're talking about me on your show. And he goes, you listen to my show?
Yeah. And then he knocked the tea out of his hand because he felt disrespected. I mean, but Kevin's just being truthful. You listen to my show, you know?
But that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would think of that in a fucking, when somebody's coming after you, ready to kill you because you said something? You're like, you listen to my show?
Now you're a fan?
Fucking brilliant. Brilliant, brother.
Because I wouldn't even remember that episode. It's just like, okay, so he must be listening, because I don't think a lot of people would take clips and just send it to him, especially not the fans of MLC.
No, that's what it is. It's loyal. He has a loyal fucking cult following.
Yeah, it's a little wild. I like it. You know, I embrace it.
No, I like it. I mean, I love that style because it's so fucking honest. And when you have honest radio, that's what people like. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, they can tell if real people that listen to radio can tell if you're bullshitting or not. Yeah. And that's just the way it is. And that's why, you know, if you're going to be real on there, you're going to get people that are going to love what you do.
That's it. That's why it's so great. You know, Twitter's bad for a lot of reasons, and that ain't one of them, okay? If you're on a radio program and you're bullshitting, the fans will call you out, and it'll start a trend. And you're going to have to answer for those crimes, you know?
Yeah.
Lying about how much money you have, we're going to have to add. You're lying about writing the Dos Equis ad, you're going to get called out, you know? That's what happens.
I've seen that clip.
It's crazy, man. I appreciate you coming on. I think we're at a little bit over an hour.
That's all right.
I'd love to have you again, man. This is a lot of fun. You know, next time we'll tell those old stories. So
definitely.
I can have a time to reflect on them on my own show. That's a little crazy because I remember just listening to that stuff. And
we'll talk about whatever. You know what I mean? I'm open to talk about anything. You
got anything you would like to plug through some of the fans? I know you got Levyland Live. Watch that. It's hilarious to watch this guy just ramble into the camera. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're gonna do when the Levy breaks. We're gonna start doing that probably next week. I'll have all the links up and that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but we're gonna start again with the show. I'll probably be doing like 3 shows until fucking whenever this ends. But you know, to me, it's fun. They're different shows. It's a different me. You know what I mean?
Right. I like that idea a lot. When I first launched this program, I was going to do that with a different colored ski mask every time, and I kind of let that idea down. I was like, it's a little crazy. Ski mask isn't enough, you know?
That's what it is. Stay with the look. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the color. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I decided to do. Like after a few, shows went by, this is it.
Yeah.
You know? Whatever.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. You wearing hot pink? Now Barry Ribs calls me Pink Head. You know, so he's got a lot of things he wants to say to me on Friday because
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, we started a little beef on Twitter. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that.
He's a good guy, Barry. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Fucking funny guy, crazy. I love him. You know what I mean? I root for him. You know,
I do too. I do too. You know, he's genuinely funny to me. You know,
yeah.
It's so. And Kevin's a genius for kind of just having him on his show because he's able to put him in that element and make him even funnier, man. It's just fantastic. But all right, Bob, I hope to have you back on, man, and I'll be looking out for those links. I'll retweet them. I appreciate you coming on the Ski Mask Collective.
You got it, brother. Anytime.
All right, man. I'll talk soon.
Take care, buddy.